Today, between 11 a.m. and 1 o'clock, the East Algoma OPP and Mississauga First Nation Police Service will be monitoring a peaceful demonstration by members from the Mississauga First Nation. They're going to show solidarity with the Unistoten homestead within the Wet'suwet'en territory in British Columbia, opposing a pipeline project in that province. The demonstration will take place at the junction of Highway 17, that's at Willie's Gas Bar and Village Road, and it will involve a traffic slowdown to hand out some literature. The highway will be open to vehicles in both directions. Motorists are requested to use caution and slow speed and to watch for pedestrians. Public Safety Minister Ralph Goodale says Ottawa will intervene in every way open to us to stop the execution of a Canadian man, Robert Lloyd Schellenberg, who was sentenced to death in China for drug smuggling.
The Canadian government will do everything it possibly can to defend a Canadian in these kinds of circumstances overseas. I understand from news reports that his defense counsel has indicated that there will be an appeal in that period of time. But Canada abolished the death penalty decades ago, and we have taken the position ever since that the death penalty is something that Canada will oppose in all circumstances everywhere. And our government, since 2015, has increased our emphasis on that particular point. So, yes, indeed, by all possible consular and diplomatic means, the government of Canada will be intervening in every way that is open to us.
American postal workers marched in Washington yesterday in what one U.S. union president called solidarity with their Canadian counterparts. Ottawa passed back-to-work legislation for striking Canada Post workers back in November.
We're here in solidarity. We're also here to condemn what the Trudeau government in terms of taking away and denying workers their legal right to withhold their labor to get a good contract. Many of the issues north of the border are the same issues that we face here. Workplace safety, understaffing, untenable hours of work, pay equity issues that we support our Canadian Union postal workers on. So many of the issues are the same, and if collective bargaining is undermined in Canada, which the right to strike was part of their collective bargaining rights, our collective bargaining rights are also under attack in the United States. The Trump administration has proposed that we lose the right to collective bargaining.
Republican Senator in the U.S., Lindsey Graham of South Carolina, says some Senate Republicans and Democrats are working together to try to end the partial federal government shutdown.
There's no other way to get a bill signed without the president's signature. There's no way to get a deal without the president talking to Democrats and Republicans. Nobody's going to talk seriously with each other as long as the government shut down, I think. But if you had a small opportunity, a couple of weeks, that's the best chance for a breakthrough. I can't guarantee you an outcome if you give us 3 weeks, but I pretty well can guarantee you we're going nowhere quick doing what we're doing.
Officials in Great Britain and Europe were quick to comment after British Prime Minister Theresa May's divorce deal with the European Union was overwhelmingly rejected in the House of Commons.
Well, I think it's right at the top end of how bad it could be in a sense for this deal. I think the deal is absolutely dead. What we don't need now is any more procrastination. Had we had this vote before Christmas, we'd had the same result, but we'd have had an extra month for Parliament to now work with the government on how to get through this next chapter in Britain's history.
I wasn't entirely surprised. It's been pretty clear for some time that the vote was likely to be lost by a significant margin. I think now the question to parliamentarians on all sides is, okay, so what do you want?